set here.
Makes me want to punch it. Which makes me, you know when you like, bash your big little toe off like a door frame, and you get the like, it's like that. So that's what I compare it to. It just makes me want to punch stuff.
Cat phrases or childbirth. Childbirth. Female followers. When you train cats, what hurts, like, based on your experience, what hurts more? I can't be that far off.
Yeah, but how many of my female followers train cats like that?
Everyone's 0 100 is different, mate.
That's what I mean though. So they might be doing like 7 reps, but it's sore, stop it. But that could be like the childbirth equivalent.
Train them like that. I video myself, and you said like your back should be horizontal.
Yeah, like I can tell them how to fix it, but in terms of like actual the setup.
Horizontal's that way, vertical is that way.
Yeah, vertical. I can explain to a client like how to do the exercise, but in terms of like literally the setup.
Go.
Like to the bottom. 2 more. There. Finish that. I said I need something angry, but this is angry.
Speaking of angry, I found a posing song that I want to run by you.
You finally found one?
Found 3. They're all very different.
Yeah.
They're all very different. We've got drama, angry, and techno.
Techno?
The 3 genres of bodybuilding music.
Yeah.
Let's go. Let's go! Press up! You didn't set up an exercise, you're like, what's this like thing doing? And then you eventually find out. Magnifico.
There's no landmine in the gym, so I've got to create corners to the T-bars, but like I could put a heavy dumbbell over it, but then the dumbbell just comes up. So a corner and a foot does the job. Such a good movement for your upper back. It's so easy to do. It's one thing that like, if your back rounds, it's not the complete end of the world just because of the position of it. It's hard to stay like bang on, like not bent over, but like keeping your back straight just with how you're holding the weight, unless you're gonna roll like 40 kilo. Let's go! Three, come on. Get that going. Last one. Let's go on. Oh, it's heavy. Now we've got the joys of stripping the weight. Last week he got me in the eye, literally, with the band.
It would be a workplace accident under human resources. Literally, yourself need to set up a back squat pull, and I moved my knee. So I had to get both my knees in, but my hip was up, man. I had to move one out to then get my one in, and he went to grab it at the same time, and it went.
You moved your. I thought you were moving your knee into the
I
bag.
was this time last week, it was really, really bad. I sprayed upstairs and got my can of Monster to his eye because there's no ice packs.
So now we're doing a lat focused row. So one of the things I've focused on since the last time I competed with my back development. I've always been strong on back movements, but I've never been, when it comes to it, when I'm like dieting down, my back's always the last to come in, and it's always the first place to lose muscle. So, I don't know how long off-season's been. October 2018, focused on my back training a lot, so now I don't look at things as just like a row movement and a pull down movement. I look at it more as what each movement's focused on. So the reaction was focused more on like the rhomboids, teres major, and upper back. To get your width, that was purely just upper back meat. You'll get a little bit of lats working, but it's still just your upper back. And then now we're going to do a lat focused row into another upper back row, and I think just deadlifts after that, but I cannot remember. Pulling, you want to end here, and in doing so you should feel like, if I told you to pull your elbow up, the elbow will naturally go past your shoulder, whereas if I told you to pull your elbow down, just because of how the lat functions, you won't be able to get far past your ear, or I'm going to say far past your compression there. Warm. Yesterday was warm and it made me feel like my diet kicked me in the face. I was saying this to you earlier. I was like, fucking hell, I really am dieting. Woke up today, I was like, nope, it wasn't the diet, it was definitely just the heat. And along with that, as I diet, I seem to get whiter as the weeks and months go on. So like further into prep, you need to be like really getting the colour grading going. So you can just see me. It was bad. There's a photo last week from not from a check-in, but I'd been posed in my office. It's like a side tricep shot. And it's like, I'm that white, I'm reflecting it. It's fucking bad. It's meant to be a dumbbell row next. But the big squares are being used. So we're going to have to do the lat row now, or the high lat row. And then the dumbbell row into deadlifts, which won't be fun because the dumbbell row hits your upper back and then deadlifts hit your upper back. But we move, as the kids would say.
Let's go. Come on, man. Come on, man. One more knee, let's go.
That's it, line up. And then go.
Let's go.
Whenever, I think I said this last time as well, whenever you're doing stuff unilaterally, so single arm, single leg to one side, working at a time, always start with your weaker side. If you don't know which side that is, I always tell clients, which side would you punch me with? Start with the other side. The irony is with my chest, my left pec is slightly bigger than my right, but I'd hit someone with my right. But in terms of like visually, aesthetically, my right pec is slightly smaller. It's very, very minimal. Like the only other person that's been able to pick up on it is my physio, and you can slightly see when I do my quarter turns, like my tattooed side, there's a little bit more, like my left side. When I do that one, there's just more like under boob, I guess is the best way to put it, like just in the lower tit.
Lena, let's go, come on. Let's go, right side. Whee! Fuck.
What's depressing, well not depressing, funny, is that probably the next session I'll do with you, get you to film, will be my push session. But as I get leaner, my pressing strength runs away from me, and it's upsetting. But my back strength and leg strength rarely does. Should have done chest with you. Last hard set before deadlift. Let's go! Because I can't hitch. No.
Because it's too jet.
It's just not a rep, it doesn't fucking count. Right, goes back. Go back. Then send me a video. I got 200 for 6. The last 3 don't fucking count, you hitched them. I don't know if it was 200 for, there was a video you sent me 2 videos. Thank Dylan. I apologize Dylan, you're getting put last. But one of the videos was phenomenal. And then the second video, the first thing I replied, he was like, talking about like, he sent me the videos and a couple messages about like getting a PR. Completely ignored the PR and watched the first, and then replied to the bad video, be like, what fucking weight was this? Why hitching?
You're such an angry man.
If you've got a PR, you don't need me to tell you, well done. Go. Been deadlifting last movement on a back day since the late great Luke had me do it, really. There's so many, like, I think I've got 1, maybe 2 clients that I coach not doing a heavy pull last. Like the benefits are just, if you're training to get big, the benefits just far outweigh the negatives. Like you might not be able to pull your utmost like top peak strength when you're doing it last, but when you're pulling it, it's all your back musculature pulling it. And secondly, deadlifts are fucking hard. They take a lot out of you. So once you get your hardest thing done, you're done. It's kind of like eating your veggies last.
I would say it's like eating your veggies first. You might fucking steak at the end, you know.
Yeah, but what's the steak?
Deadlifts.
Like I love deadlifting, so like I enjoy doing it last because 1, this gym's filled with powerlifters, and although I am enhanced, I don't know. Out of the regular guys that go here, there's been some big fucking powerlifters coming and train, but out of the regular people that train in here week in, week out, probably up there with the strongest deadlifter in the gym, which is quite nice, considering I don't really aim to train for strength. And I've always enjoyed deadlifting heavy, like even before I started training the like kind of progressive overload, low volume, heavy style training, I've always deadlifted heavy. You know, so people can be bothered going on Instagram and scrolling all the way back to 2014. You'll find videos of me deadlifting like 200, 240 potentially. When I was, however, whatever age that was, maybe 20. Let's go! Come on! So it's a perfect example of, I'm going to share a little like northern strength. So on Saturday I squatted. It's the first time I've squatted, like back squatted, since I've started prep. As soon as I started training today, in the T-bar, I could feel my lower back starting to just like, hello, I'm there. So that's why that didn't move. So we move. Is what it is. I won't be back squatting every week, it'll maybe every second week, because we get more back deadlifts than back squats. And it's just a perfect example of just like maintain, like how, not in prep, just like with training, how other movements and other sessions impact themselves. That's alright. Like when you're doing deadlifts, how hard should I be going? I said, keep going until it feels like someone's turned the gravity up while you're working set. I said, what do you mean? I was like, the forces of gravity have been turned up to 11. I forgot how I said it, but I didn't click. I might not even be in a client, I might have been someone else. That's an attractive position. Disappearing there. So that's back wrapped up. So technically it's 11 weeks out yesterday, but it's really 10 weeks and 6 days out to the PCA Scottish, and then 11 and 6 days to the Graftism, 2 bros, then however many weeks out to the other ones, because there's too many, I've lost track. I did back today with my client and training partner Mikey. It was a pretty decent session. The order got a bit fucked up, so usually we do that high dumbbell row, 2 exercises before deadlifts, whatever that would be. What we had to do right before deadlifts just because the gym wasn't too busy. But apart from that, it was a good session. Like you'll see potentially in the video, depending on who gas cuts up. Potentially miss out my failed deadlift. I've got 275 for 2 today rather than my aimed reps of 4. But on Saturday we squatted, or I squatted, and I've not squatted in this prep, but I'm getting back to it because they work, and it's something I keep preaching on my Instagram to clients, is that if it works, don't fucking question it, just run it into the ground till it stops working. But that's clearly put a bit of a strain on my lower back, on my hips, and mainly that I didn't realise. I just walked into metals. So like, I just when I pulled 220 off the floor from the last warm up, I could just feel like my hips were tight. So this is rotation B, so my B session, B back workout. I'll just be doing the 1 deadlift set, but I'll do high reps, so like 6 plus or 8 plus, whatever you want to call it. And then on the A workout, so next week, because I won't be squatting, I'll be doing my low rep set. So if you're watching this video, you most likely follow me on Instagram. So I'll be doing hopefully 275 for 4 next week, but we shall see. Kind of got into the point that I understand a little bit more how to approach stone in my shoe. That's really hard to do and not like stop. I think I've just matured. So last time, like in previous preps, I would just like refuse to drop strength, and that would in turn mean my form just got really sloppy. And also it just means like I'd put myself into a hole with the preps. So like both the last couple preps I've done, I've kind of came out not in the best spot mentally, actually. Whereas this time I'm being a little bit more, what's the word? I don't want to say thoughtful. Articulate work?
Yeah, good work.
Articulate?
Yeah.
We'll go with articulate. Or considerate of the volume I'm doing. So I'm not giving myself like a starting point of when I'll start dropping sets out and movements out. I'm just auto-regulating it. So for example today, backwards row from squats. So we drop one set and we change the rep range up. And that's probably how it'll go up to about, I want to say 6 weeks out. So 4 weeks from now. And I'll most likely be dropping most things to one working set. Like I don't do a lot of intensifier techniques specifically for back, but for legs and chest I do. Specifically hamstrings I do a fuck ton. So I'll start to tweak stuff as I go. But I'm 10 weeks out now. I don't have a specific plan of, okay, at 6 weeks out, this is what I'm going to be doing. I will literally just be going off of how I'm feeling day by day and making those notes. That's how Andy's prepping me, so it doesn't make sense to approach my training in a different angle or approach. But yeah, prep's going well actually. I've not actually really spoken about the prep, have I?
No, I was about to say.
I really like this road because I can see my flat, but on the flip side of that, with me being from Peebles, it feels very normal to walk on a quiet road like this. But I'm still in Edinburgh, and every now and again on the way home from the gym I'll be walking down this road, I'll just hear a car come and be like, why is there a car in the middle of the road? But backwards.
You planned it well so well, at least.
Yeah, we've not been hit yet. Yeah, so back to the prep. So last time you seen me, I think it was 16 weeks ago, so 6 weeks ago. Quite a bit has changed. Cardio has been not necessarily increased. It's been increased on rest days, and then I'm checking in every third day with them. And what we've been doing is for 3 days we'll push, particularly with the cardio. So I'll end up having 2 rounds of cardio on those, say, 3 pushed days. So my normal 30 minutes of cardio in the morning, and then it's kind of been varying between 15 to 20 minutes at night for that second session before my last meal. And then we do that, I check in with them, and then we don't necessarily pull back, but we stay at baseline and then push again and then see where we're at. Food's been dropped twice now, not a massive amount, and Andy used to give me my macros on my plan, but I think him and I are just in such a kind of sync with each other. Like every time I check in, I'll be like, I've not missed a beat with my nutrition, and he'll be like, Kieran, I know you don't miss a beat, you're good with it. So I don't get my macros anymore. So if someone asks how much food has he dropped, I couldn't fucking tell you. Just less carbs, that's all. I know it's roughly like 20% drops it does. What else has changed? Drugs have changed slightly, so I'm doing 12.5 micrograms of T3 in the mornings, pre-cardio, and then 50 milligrams of Anavar pre-training, and that is it. So in terms of like the adjustments we've made to prep versus the changes I've seen in my physique, it's actually quite drastic. Car coming. I knew that would happen. Yeah, so the changes I've seen in my physique are significant. I'll let you know where a car comes. Changes in my physique are significant, but the changes in how like the prep has went aren't massive. Like we've dropped food slightly twice, and then pushed and pulled with some cardio. That's about it. So nothing major. But this is the best I've looked at 10 weeks out. And it's the most food I've been on at 10 weeks out. So I'm in a good spot. So yeah, I'm enjoying prep. Life's good at the moment. It's something that because I've got a couple of guys competing this year and then a lot of guys competing next year. And it's something I've been saying to all of them, is that like, there's a reason we do this that a lot of people forget when you talk about like the glitz and glam of bodybuilding. And that's, we do it for enjoyment. Someone like yourself, you snowboard.
Yeah.
And you used to do it competitively.
Yeah. Just.
Yeah. But like, if I said, why'd you snowboard? You'd be like, it was fucking fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
When it comes to bodybuilding, no one says this. Like, the only people that say this are like the older guys, and like you'll rarely hear, even in like the pro level, you rarely hear guys under like the age of like 35 talk about, oh, I'm really enjoying it. I'm just like, bodybuilding's, it's a long, to get to your like peak, it's going to take a while. Like I've been competing since I was 16, and I'm pretty realistic in the fact that once I get to like 35ish, I'll probably start tickling the idea of pulling back. But I don't want to get to like 30 and be like, shit, I've been doing this for 14 years. I've not enjoyed it, or I've not like savoured the moments. So it's something I started to focus on doing last prep, and it's something I'm doing, specifically doing this prep, is like making an effort of just like being present and just enjoying the process, whether that's the routine of it, the training, or like simple shit, just posing. I'm just trying to enjoy all of it, because one, I'm lucky to do this. I'm lucky that I've got an income that allows me to do it. Second, I'm lucky, and just like not many people, I wouldn't say have the confidence to do it, but are able to push themselves. I know a lot of people that want to compete and never will for whatever reason, whether it's like insecurities or stuff like that. So like, kind of owe it to myself, especially my 16-year-old self. This has gotten deep. I've gone quite deep off the like diving board here. So like when I was 16, I never really thought I'd get this far. Which is kind of backwards, because I always thought I'd get a pro card, but I never thought I'd get this far and I don't have a pro card. Kind of like backwards with thinking. But I kind of owe it to myself to just enjoy the fuck out of what I'm doing, because I could be doing a lot worse things. And like everything I'm doing, every facet of my life now, I've gotten through bodybuilding. Whether it's doing these vlogs with yourself, my flat with my girlfriend, my job, this phone, it's all been through bodybuilding, and I've only been doing it 9 years. So yeah, it's not only about winning this year, it's about just enjoying it and enjoying the process. Though I bet if you asked me that like when I'm like a week out, you're like, "You're enjoying it," but like, no, it's fucking shit. Give me a cookie.
I'm gonna stick and everything.
Yeah. Yeah, that's it. That was a long talk.
It was 11 minutes.
That was a lot of ranting. Sweet.